With the 2024 pre-season testing now over and the first race of the season in Bahrain just about to begin, I wanted to provide a recap of the key takeaways from this year's testing for Ferrari. After a very troubled pre-season testing last year, there was some trepidation heading into this year's program. However, it appears that these fears have been allayed and that broadly the testing has been seen as very positive. Let's now look at the main things that we've learned from Ferrari's testing this year. Number 1, improved tyre degradation. Firstly, there has been a notable improvement in tyre degradation, with Ferrari putting in a tremendous long-run performance. You may remember that last year was dogged by poor tyre performance during the races. That meant despite picking up a number of poles, the Ferrari would find itself falling back during the race. This seems much less likely this year, with team principal Fred Vasseur telling F1 TV, "With the consistency and the race pace, the degradation that we had yesterday for the longest stint was on another planet compared to last year." So he's been very clear that the improvement has been significant and that it's much less likely that those tyre degradation problems will feature again in this season. Improved predictability and handling. You may also remember from last year's test, the Ferrari drivers were sour-faced and visibly unhappy with how the car felt immediately after testing it. This was because the car did not handle well and was unpredictable to drive. This characteristic remained throughout the season, with the car being difficult to drive and also unpredictable in its response to different track conditions. This was another obstacle that Ferrari faced in terms of mounting a consistent challenge in the 2023 season. Well, this year's testing would appear to suggest that this problem has been overcome. Team principal Vasseur commented on this specific weakness and suggested that it had been resolved by saying, "Last year we had a very difficult car to drive. It was quite inconsistent and very sensitive to external factors such as, for example, asphalt and wind." He added, "We may have made a good step forward. The feedback from the drivers is very positive because they feel they are in a much better position in the car." And this is very encouraging news, as a more predictable car provides a more consistent and better basis from which to develop throughout the season. Engine reliability. Yet another painful memory from the 2023 season was the Ferrari drivers cursing their luck as the car suffered failures from promising race situations. Reliability is indeed a cornerstone to any title challenge, and it has been a sore spot for Ferrari in the last few years. But again, in this area, there seems to have been positive developments, as the Ferrari racked up 416 laps, the second highest in total, and was only topped by Haas, who also use a Ferrari engine, in what is a promising indication for the reliability of both the car and the engine. Outright pace. In terms of pace, as it has been repeatedly said, it is difficult to draw firm conclusions from pre-season testing, but we can see that a broad consensus has emerged. Red Bull is unanimously considered to be leading the pack once again, but in good news for Ferrari fans, the Ferrari is believed by most to be the best of the rest. There have been some murmurings that Mercedes is holding back a lot of pace and may indeed be a match for Ferrari, with James Allison, Mercedes technical director himself stating, "Red Bull are in front. If you look at their race run, it's quite fierce. Behind, there are several strong teams in the chasing pack. Ferrari seems okay, and we also seem okay." Alonso just did a pretty fair run today, and that would be my guess of the three chases. In precisely what order, I'm not sure. I think we looked slightly better on the long runs, but a little behind Ferrari on the single lap stuff. So we can see that from both insiders and pundits alike, the consensus is that Ferrari will be leading the chasing pack, either alone or together with Mercedes. So to summarise, we can see that the most positive outcome from the 2024 pre-season testing is that all of the ailments of last year's car appear to have been cured. The unpredictability, the tyre degradation, the reliability, these were the defining problems in the 2023 season, and these are precisely the areas that seem to be performing well. So we can certainly say that this is a positive step forward, and broadly, the mood coming out of Ferrari is a positive one. But we all know that when it comes to racing, there is little more important than the pace of the car itself, and this is one area that we can only speculate on. it would appear that Ferrari are indeed behind Red Bull, but as to how much, this upcoming race in Bahrain will provide an answer. Please like and subscribe to keep up to date with all the updates from the Bahrain Grand Prix and indeed all Ferrari related news. I'll see you in the next video.